Greetings, I am Lies, and I use she, her.
And I am Scandal, and I use they, them.
And let's play a game together!
Yeah!
And let's find out if Byrne's friend can give her some advice on how she should approach this experience with this guy. Aye.
Oh, should I do it or not?
Oh, well, that's up to you, Byrne. I'm not the boss of you.
But you're my friends.
Oh, are you
Hang
looking
out.
for advice?
Wah!
Or,
Nah!
I'm not familiar.
Once in a lifetime opportunity! Also, my buddies, I care about you.
I'm not familiar with this experience, Byrne.
Aye.
But you know you're going to be the subject of even more gossip if you do it, and you don't always like being the center of attention, because that I know about you, right? Are you ready for that? Like, on your own terms. Honestly, I kind of love this idea of going, here's something that I know will happen, and you're able to actually choose it in this case if you want to.
But actually, I was going to mention that. I kind of feel like, because Byrne has been so overwhelmed with basically people shoving into her life, any amount of dude, even where Nate is still being somewhat pushy, is still a level of going like, but I could choose this drama, and going, well, if I'm going to have drama, even though she doesn't recognize that's the choice basically that she's making, she would go for that drama, because it's drama that she supposedly can choose.
That she can take agency over.
Yeah.
And sometimes creating your own stir is what you'd like to do when you have no choice but to create, but a stir is going to happen anyway.
Right.
So you might as well choose what kind it is.
Right.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
I think I love that.
Yeah.
All right. Are you ready for that?
Aye.
Oh my
Agree.
God. Why is it premium?
Of course it's premium.
Of course it's premium.
Of course it's premium.
Of course it's premium.
Because, it's premium. I think agree to pros with Nate.
I think she would do it.
I also love the fact that we've completely ignored both Kayla, though, and Jillian.
I was going to say, the thing is we should be discussing it with all of them. This reminds me of that bit in Arcade Spirits where we were basically told to decide the fate of the arcade, and we told none of our coworkers, who are ostensibly all our friends.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, really? You're not going to tell anyone else about this, even though you're supposed to be close with all of them?
And then
in this case,
had a weird passing line later that I think it was supposed to imply, but it didn't work. That was the big issue.
No,
It was like,
and the thing is, like in here, I appreciate you asking Nate. You should be asking the whole group who's hanging out with you.
Mark, not
Mark, that's what I meant. I was going to say, you should be telling the whole group that's hanging out with you, not just him.
I don't know whether or not I should also, though. So I casually kind of want to call it sexist because, again, we're having men only really interacting with men. Again, like Daddy going, I had the boy ask me, so I let them interact with you kind of thing. We're looking for validation and acceptance and basically allowance, basically permission from Mark.
See,
we're not looking for that with Jillian and Kayla.
See, I was going to say, and you're also sort of like just following Nate's direction of, hey, go ask Mark. But I don't know if Nate even realized that you had other people with you because you and Mark were ordering on your own.
Right.
So there's that, but I don't know. Anyway, I think she would do it.
I think she would do it anyway.
Based on what we discussed beforehand, which I like that we were able to discuss it without knowing that it was a premium scene, because then you get a clearer picture of things without the influence of the game.
Right.
I think she would totally do it.
I think she would too.
But
so
I would
let's
like
just
it.
do it.
I would very much like it if she did include all three of her friends in this discusussion. Not necessarily to ask their permission or their advice or anything, but just to be like, guys, change of plan. I'm going to be in a magazine. I'll talk to you later. I think Jillian would love the shit out of that. She'd be like, oh my gosh, really? Tell me everything later. You know? Like, anyway.
Yes, I am. I mean, I've been the talk of the town for the last few months anyway, and now I could maybe spin it to something way more positive.
That I actually choose.
Right? I don't think featuring in a photo shoot with Nate will make much of a difference.
I like that awareness, actually, though. And again, there is a level of her sort of taking her own agency. So I think, again, the reason that I'm more positive about Nate so far, because I really expect it to turn into a trash fire. I expect it to. I'll say, and the reason I think I'm more positive right now is because she walked into the situation deliberately. She approached him, which gives her more agency and more, like, basically control over herself. And also because this is something that has belonged to her. This has been something she's liked, she's wanted, she's been interested in. Even if it's not him as a person, it's his band. And so again, she's more equipped, theoretically, to deal with it. And even if she does get in over her head and not know what she wants from it, essentially, there's still this experience of going, I'm choosing this. And this theme is being carried more here of going, do you want to do this or not? I'm choosing it.
Right.
Anyway, if you say so.
Well, what about Kayla and Jillian?
Don't worry. And I should tell them. I like that they're at least mentioned. The girls will understand. I'll go and tell them. They're way the hell over on one of those big cafe boardwalk things. Right. Like, we sat down in one of the open air spaces and like the actual like order windows way the hell over here.
Right.
Go join Nate now. We'll root for you, all right?
Okay, sure. After talking to Mark, I go back to Nate and tell them that I agree to feature in Nate's interview. The makeup artist puts a little bit of makeup on my face. They choose to leave my outfit as is, and the photographer thinks I have a really good fashion sense.
See, there's the head where he's literally
Headless.
missing through the camera, and it's kind of amazing.
Either that or what it is it's really high reflective mirror on the inside, so what you're seeing is apparently, like, behind us is a lot of, like,
Greenery?
yeah.
As well? I was going to say, but, like, it's just literally a cutout, and it's kind of fun. But I also like the fact that it is a professional shoot. They have a makeup artist there, rather than just one of those things where it just happens. That feels more complete to me. Go ahead, do it.
So, Ben, could you look into the camera and give me a stern look? I don't know how to do it. Just don't smile, but don't look too angry or too unfriendly.
Resting bitch face.
And Nate, could you stand behind and hug her?
Sure thing. I see the camera now. It's all great.
Yeah, it's just
a cutout.
That's
It's kind
funny.
of hilarious. I appreciate that they wanted to stick with the shadow motif so they wouldn't add color to him, but it's kind of funny.
It does.
Right.
It adds its own level of charm.
Sure thing.
Nate wraps his arms around my waist. He looks at me deep in the eyes as though, although I'm looking away.
Okay, I know this pose. I know this pose so hard. So my friend and I have talked about this before in reference to like the male gaze, where the woman has to be accessible to the audience viewing her through the camera,
Yes.
but the man does not. So the man can look at the woman and she has to be looking at the camera.
Right.
And like, I've seen this so many times in fashion ads. I know exactly what they're doing, and whoever posed this knew what they were talking about.
And that's sort of wild and also kind of hilarious, or they just kind of did it and they didn't realize what they were doing, which would be even funnier.
Because it's so pervasive that that's how it works.
Yeah, it's really bizarre. It's also like it's a completely fucking unnatural, strange pose. So
It is.
Perfect, Nate. And now, face each other. Nate, lean close. Look like you're going to kiss her.
Like this.
Nate's face is only 2 inches away from mine. I know, I've had practice. I've had a lot of people
I
in
know
my space.
exactly how much space is there because it's been so invaded recently.
Much. I gulp nervously as I can feel his warm breath across my skin. Yep, that's what I'm going to call it. Skin. Fabulous.
Yep.
Well, thank you, Ben. You have a talent for modeling, you know, just like everyone else that he brings.
Yeah.
I mean,
Everyone I have ever photographed. Actually, no, a lot of the girlfriends are a real disaster, just so you know.
So,
But-
you need to really feel exceptionally special.
Good
This is very
job.
important.
I don't know if you've actually done any modelling, but good job.
I'm not sure if the photo shoot is over, because Nate hasn't moved away from me at all.
Aye.
Nate, we're done.
Aren't we? Looking at him and his face right next to you. Aren't we done? We are, but I just can't wait to taste your lips. Looking emo aside, burn. Not looking at you at all, just staring down at the ground. Looking slightly over your left shoulder. You know?
Whoa.
Aye. But I'm not going to kiss you now. I want our first kiss to be unforgettable.
Unforgettable.
That's what you are to me. Can't you see?
That's a different song.
It's okay.
Nate finally releases me. My heart is beating very fast as I excuse myself to return to my friends.
I'll definitely call you tonight. I'm sorry, I didn't have any time last weekend. But wait for me tonight. Will you? Also, again, it's sort of weird there, but he's actually making more of a request than a demand.
He really has been way more like...
And that is a big difference because everyone else has been making so many statements. You are going out with me, this is happening, you are doing this, and it's noticeable.
So I want to make a tiny observation that I feel like some of the writing in relation to Nate being more chill showed up in Joey first. So I was really shocked, and I pointed out going, what the hell's going on with Joey? Like, it was
Suddenly Joey made the shift.
Yeah, and you were like, what is going on? Now, it's nice that Nate has already started there, but it's sort of weird. Go ahead.
Okay, this reminds me a little bit of in the end of My Nurse Girlfriend, where basically they failed to commit, so they started backing off.
Right.
And so it's like they started with this incredibly aggressive concept in here of like these really basically, I'm just going to say it, abusive men. And then they just went, we can't step it up any higher without it being sort of
Cartoonish?
profoundly unfortunate, or again, also like cartoonish, or essentially making the characters at some point unrelatable. It has to get hot and sexy at some point, instead of just be like, ooh, overwhelm, it's so much, depending on how you take it, right?
Right.
And I was just say, and I think they really did. I think they just pulled back on their concept a little bit, or it might be like a final editing process kind of thing. To try and wrap into the plot.
God, I don't even know.
But it's like the feel and tone of this game has shifted.
Dramatically. And it has been a change, and we have stopped cringing into our butts. At least
as much.
Been me.
Quite as much. Will you?
Yes, Nate. I'll wait for your call.
Oh dear, there it is. It keeps going back and forth. Like, again, I like that it's a question rather than a demand or a statement.
Right.
And then he's just, he's going to have his thing. But it's sort of funny that all these assertive things, I'm just going to call you something. He's staring off at the ground while he does it. Him, just standing there sort of nervous, shifting off to the side. Good girl.
Like, this is what we say in the biz.
He just kind of like buries his face slowly into his shoulder and calls you a good girl.
So awkward. It's so bad.
Honestly, it is more like I've always been awkward, so awkward gets me sometimes.
You're like, it's kind of
Damn it, why is it charming?
Hi, he brushes his fingertip across my cheek and smiles flirtatiously.
Except for we don't see him smile.
I was going to say, that looks like a...
That was it. He kind of gets a little awkward.
He stresses flirtatiously.
He's flirts in stress.
Right, after Nate and I part ways, I meet back up with everyone.
What was that? Are you seriously dating a rock star now? OMG, you're totally our cool friends, Ben.
You've changed your ranking.
So is Nate part of our hangout group now? Priorities, Mark.
Mark,
can we hang out with Heartless Horizon now?
Are we bros?
Is that our level? Is he gonna be at the next cafe hang out with us? I need to know. This is Mike. What I care about.
Are we bros?
I love that this is what he cares about. That's so charming. Honestly, it's very cute.
I said, wow, guys, relax. There's nothing between me and Nate, okay? I don't know why he keeps saying I'm his dream girl, but sorry to disappoint you all. There's nothing between us. Holy shit.
Boring. Oh
I'm
my God.
really surprised that Kayla hasn't gone, that's the guy that saved me.
I'm betting that they just didn't follow up with that plot point.
I think they dropped it.
I am betting that it just wasn't connected at all. Like, we keep wanting there to be connections in this game and going, ooh, that could be a connection. And the writers are like,
What? Yeah,
well, I wrote my own story over here, but that would be so good.
Like, I thought it was great.
Anyway, but I might have something for you, Bern.
What?
Well, Mark told me about the problem with your dad. What are you talking about? They're doing a crowd scene here, and they're not doing too bad at it.
Yeah, it's actually pretty good. I'll explain to you later, Jillian. Hang on. I'm not proud of it. Jillian nods, but she's also curious about what Kayla is about to say.
I just talked to my mom on the phone, and her best friend is hiring a waitress for her cafe. I was thinking that this might be a good opportunity for you to pay your dad back, to show him how serious you are about taking responsibility. Bern freaking out going, he'll kill me if I get a job, because then I'll be disobeying him. The terror rising.
That has also been a really weird shift, too, because, like, this game has taken a bizarre change. Like, it really was. Bern was afraid of people. Like, I don't think I was fucking making things up between me and my friend. Like, I was really just like, Bern is uncomfortable. Bern feels trapped. This is insane. Your MC is, like, horrified about pissing people off. He's constantly double-checking. I'm like, did somebody else take over? Basically, because they were like, this is crazy, what are you doing?
Or this is a little much, or the story's never going to get anywhere like this. I don't know.
Right.
But, like, I feel like Bern would be uncomfortable by this offer because, again, Daddy made her promise she wouldn't do anything to help.
That we might have to do this anyway, because Bern also very aggressively was like, but I really want to get a job, but I really want to do something. So I think this might just be a part of the plot. I meant it, Kayla. I really want to help my dad. I think I'm going to do it anyway.
I know, burn. This really is like they're actually having a relatively successful crowd scene here with the friends. Like it's not like it was bad before when you know you had like your most popular bully and stuff like that.
Right.
Because again, Kayla and Ben did interact, but occasionally it seemed like it lagged or that it had problems like who and would engage where kind of thing.
Right.
But like there are some games, a lot of them that struggle and just completely forget about people in crowd scenes.
Yeah.
And like this felt like they covered everyone effectively because Jillian's also like, I'm not. Okay, now I'm listening.
Right.
But it's impossible for you to pay your dad back in one go. Your dad is a world-renowned painter, after all.
That's true.
So, do you want the job, or I have to make a call to the cafe ASAP before they hire someone else?
I look at Mark.
If I were you, I'd take it. Burn. I mean, 5 jobs are cool.
It's also good experience.
Oh, you get to choose either way.
Oh.
I think Byrne really wants to, despite her dad's despite her dad's interest or insistence. And I can see him getting mad, but I think she would do it anyways. I actually knew kids like that anyways, where even when their parents were like, you will not help, and the kid would go and get a job. One of my best friends, she did, and she went and got a job. And then she would just leave money in the appropriate place, and she'd get cussed out about it, but it would get spent, and it would pay for the bills.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things.
Take the job. Like, I wish there was... Weirdly enough, I actually wish there was more character that hadn't been dropped so aggressively, because I think Byrne would be really uncomfortable, but also, like, there'd be just, like, with more going on, it just bugs me. Okay, because, like, now I'm like, I appreciate that we've shifted away from so much of the shit, but because you had such a strong establishing of the shit, that it's not there anymore is like, what
I'm pretty
happened?
invested in it, I was gonna say. And the thing is like, yeah, it seems like everything is sort of ramped down. On the other hand, this could be basically a level of Byrne getting desensitized to it. And going, it's just so much shit, I can't react that big to everything anymore. I just
Look at
can't.
the crap, this field in which I grow my fox, it is empty.
It's become the new normal to be at this level of drama.
All right, take the job. Can I work after school or on weekends?
Yes, you can work while still attending school.
Okay, then I'll take it.
Great!
Kayla makes the call to her mom's best friend. She arranges everything for me and she says I could start working tomorrow.
Whoa.
Thanks, Kayla.
Don't mention it, Byrne. You've like 6 guys who want to pay your bills, but you can do it, girl. I support you.
Right? It's been a week since I started working at Vine Beans Cafe.
I am amazed that they skipped over Nate calling us.
They did.
That is amazing, and I kind of love that because it also means...
It was a premium scene bit, that's why.
Oh, just have him call you? I said, that's hilarious. Because they didn't know if you took the scene or not. Oh my god, that's hilarious.
So they go, you get to fill in what happened on the phone call. Did you spend some time flirting? Or...
What did you do?
Wait. Sometimes though I hate that bullshit though, because I'm like, if that is a thing that you get introduced, you should have the character experience it. Like, I don't care. People be like, but then you would change the rating depending on basically what you pay for. And I'm like, fine, that's a thing you paid for. You should write that in.
Yep.
That would be an optional scene.
Or again, you just make it approximate.
Right?
Like, you can get away with a lot if you just gloss over the details.
Right? I love the job, and I guess I'm doing well. Although the cafe manager isn't as fun as Mark said.
Mark may be familiar with the cafe as well, but I think that should have been
Kayla. I think that should have been Kayla.
I think
because then it goes, well, I don't blame her entirely.
Yeah.
I think that was Kayla, not Mark. That was confusing. Well,
on the other hand, the cafe manager could be the one you don't blame.
That's true too.
So yeah, it could be either way.
Mark, Kayla, Ben, Joey, Alex, and even Nate come by almost every day. Guess what, you guys? We've become My Mystic Dragons.
I was gonna say, also there's this experience though that's really amazing, whereas you're now the cafe girl that everyone shows up to flirt with. And hold on for just one moment. Sorry about that. Phone was dying that was doing our timer. Anyway, we really are the cafe girl though, like in the anime. Yeah. Where, everyone shows up to flirt with the cute, waitress girl. Yeah. And that is our story. And we're like, we're being professional. We're working here. And everyone's like, hello.
Greetings.
And it's fine.
It's also a great way to basically though have a lot of people have an excuse, like the thing that they're doing, and also see you there. Though I professionally go, this gets really kind of in the way because you're like, I'm trying to do my job. I can't really just sit here and talk to you.
Right? And so, on the other hand, I love the idea of them all hanging out with each other and having to sort of learn to be friends with each other.
Maybe, though, the reason why the cafe manager kind of sucks is they're like, great, we have a new person, and you've got 90 million people who want to see you and want to talk to you.
And we now have like 6 new regulars that just want you.
And it's actually really frustrating because you're supposed to be here doing your job, not just talking to people.
You're also supposed to be training, and you have a designated area and that kind of thing.
Yep, here we go. All right, almost every day. It seems like Mark and Kayla are getting along better and better. I've never seen Mark smiling so much.
Kayla, would you like a piece of cheesecake before we go? I'd like to, but I'm not that hungry. What if we order one and share it? Share a piece of cheesecake? Yeah, why? You don't want to share it with me? Do you think I'm gross? Of course I do. It's just, I didn't expect,
Kayla laughs when she sees Mark blush.
You're so cute, Mark. Oh my God.
She wraps her arms around him.
Of course I'd love to share a piece of cheesecake.
Mark beams brightly as they exchange furtive glances.
This is the heavy ship. Honestly,
Yeah, it is.
It's kind of cute, even as it's a little bit awkward. But it's not like the worst awkward, like, it doesn't feel shoehorned in as a lot of things. It does feel like they were setting it up from the beginning. Even if I don't feel it's really, like, supernatural.
I don't really feel so either. I haven't seen a lot of their, like, dialogue together. It just sort of feels like, well, we can't have Mark be, I just, like...
We have to have a reason that Mark's not interested in you is because he's interested in your friend.
Yeah,
he can't just, not be interested.
Because, again, like, I understand it totally happens. It also seems kind of weird because literally every guy that we've run into has either tried to harass us or basically tried to lay ownership to us or something else. So it seems bizarre to have a guy character that doesn't. Like, nice brush of fresh air. Like, but holy flying fuck, this doesn't make a lot of sense. I feel like they have really clicked, and I don't mind them visiting at all.
If them visiting at all.
Yep. But the boys are a different story.
All four of them together trying to posture at you.
Right?
And you're like, sigh.
And we will have to tell that story in the next one! Hey, so thank you very much, everybody, for joining us. If you like what we do, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and also share our videos if you're having a good time with us. Please also feel free to go check out our Ko-Fi and our Patreon. We have some links in the description down below. And I have been Scandal.
And I have been Lies.
And it was great playing with you. Bye!